Night. Bomb flower. I'll be honest, I didn't think the explosion radius was that big. I'm coming for you. Perhaps not, though. Is that loading screen down there real? It was real. The title card was real. Down below, the little Zelda logo was filling up along the way. When it completed, it actually loaded the game. Some games give you that little loading title screen fill up thing, and it's totally false. It's not real. I'm like, is it real? And the game's like, yeah, dog, for sure. As soon as this finishes, the game's gonna load. Isn't that right, Pura? Captain Haas, search party below Hyrule Castle. Hey, I'm counting on you. What's happening in here? This space looks cool. For a brief moment, I wanted to try to go through the walls because, believe it or not, I've been playing on the side, Link Between Worlds, and I stopped because I didn't want to do too much Zelda. But now I'm like, oh, wall, can I just transfer to it 2D style? I cannot. That doesn't work here, Adrian. Loading screens haven't been progress bars since the early aughts, but they're so deceptive because they give us things to look at. That's why loading screens that give you things to do instead are the real heroes. Loading screens like Assassin's Creed, right? The old ones where they just put you in the Abstergo ether and let you just sprint and practice running around in between loading screens. I love little busy work like that. It distracts me from the wait time. I do want to read the notes in the upheaval. On that day, the land shook, and huge chasms that seemed bottomless opened in the ground. The clouds billowed and rolled as floating islands appeared in the skies, raining chunks of ruins down on us. And strangest of all, Hyrule Castle began to float in the air. It's hard to believe this is our world now. Whoever started calling it the upheaval had the right idea. The minigame's loading screen, spin the stick to make Goku eat ramen. What was that? Was that Budokai? Or Tenkaichi? Or what? An evil-looking haze surged up from the chasms that opened on the surface. The haze weakens everything it touches. People fall ill when exposed to it, and it has another curious property as well. As if guided, the miasma coiled about our weapons. There isn't a single weapon we know of that hasn't decayed as a result. We're calling this stuff gloom. We decided to call the islands hanging in the sky Sky Islands. Simple and to the point is best, it seemed. I suspect, based on the design motifs on them, that the ruins falling from the sky are Zonai in origin. We still understand so little about the Zonai civilization. All we know is that it flourished in the sky. While it's true that the upheaval has posed major problems in every aspect of life in Hyrule, I can't deny that it's also presented us with an opportunity to answer questions we've long had about our history. Namco holding the copyright for loading screen games for years? Talk to me about that. You think Budokai has been a long time? One day they were just like, why are we making this indicate the progress of loading? Just make it not quite fill for eternity, then play an animation where it finishes after it's fully loaded. Yeah. That's real rap. Or give me a wallpaper, or a map that shows where I am, or the last major decision that I made. All that good stuff. Or just give me something to do, and I will not care about your loading screen. There's another game too that lets you practice combos, I think, or fight other things while you wait between loading screens. Just busy work. We've started investigating the fallen ruins in the Sky Islands. Our best lead is a report from the chief of Kakariko. Kakariko Village has some unusual ruins and engraved slabs have fallen there. I remember that place. That's where the homie is. The chief lives there. They have a little shrine, the prayer shrine in the middle. I decided to have the Zonai survey team work out of Kakariko Village and Cluda, southeast of Lookout Landing. The ruins that fell on Kakariko Village are massive. You can see them from all the way out here at Lookout Landing. The crater left by the castle's rise is still spewing gloom. It's kept us from making any progress with our investigation. We still don't know anything about where the princess and Link have gone. The upheaval occurred very soon after Princess Zelda and Link left to explore beneath Hyrule Castle. I fear the two events are related. Dun dun dun. Hey, they were right, by the way. Turns out us being beneath the castle and fiddling around with things we had no business fiddling around with, and Princess Zelda awakening the doom that has now taken over all of Hyrule and the Sky Islands, has led to, I want to call it damnation in perpetuity, but pretty close. What you reading by the bed? Hey, Ray of Light. Read Purah's diary? Absolutely. Maybe I'm in there. A stairway leading deep beneath Hyrule Castle has been discovered. Even Princess Zelda didn't know about it, so it seems safe to assume it's a secret move even from royal legend. We have confirmed that gloom emanates from that location, meaning something down there must be causing it. I appointed Princess Zelda and Link to investigate. Actually, it would be more accurate to say that Princess Zelda volunteered for the job before I had the chance. I know beyond a doubt there is no team more qualified for such a task, and yet can't escape this feeling of dread. I've decided to store this diary in 4 volumes. That way, if nosy someone reads it, they'll only have a quarter of it. Such ideas are the fruits of genius. As for the first one, I think I'll entrust it to, well, who else but Impa. Speaking of Impa, she's had a cute habit of hiding important items underneath things ever since she was a child. I have a fond memory of when she forgot about a hidden steam bun beneath a cushion and then sat on it, squashed flat. Diaries are flat to begin with, but as they are more important than a bun, I hope she finds a better hiding spot than a cushion. So you kind of just dry snitched, huh? This is a big dry snitch. Interesting. So all I gotta do is find Impa's bedding, or Impa's location, which likes to store stuff, and then look for a diary beneath there. This is why it's so hard to keep a secret these days, you know what I mean? Zelda really said we had peace for too long. True. Sometimes you get bored and that meme reaction image appears in your head where you say, I'm going to create an environment so toxic, metaphorically and literally. And you look at Zelda and go, you won't. And she looks over her shoulder like Hawkeye in Endgame, rain pouring down over her head. Don't give me hope, because I'll just take it away. And she did. Oh, what's up? Cool map. Ooh, we got some portraits here too. Look at this. Hey, at least this time in this video game, there's no pictures of Link falling flat on his face with the words LOL written. Like in Death Stranding. So thank you, Purah. Not embarrassing me. But what did she do? What did she do? Before November 2015, Bandai Namco held the patent for auxiliary games, basically mini games during loading screens. These aux games are games that do not represent the core gameplay or use different code in the main game. Namco uses patent in their PS1 games. The player played a classic Namco game on the game loaded. Smart! Shout outs to the Namco Museum as well, by the way. Just like BioWare, I think, has it. No. I think BioWare has a patent on the dialogue tree system that has Renegade and Paragon and the style of that. And the team behind Shadow of Mordor has a patent on the progression system of the enemies you encounter in the Warlords and how defeating one promotes another or de-ranks one if they run away and that kind of stuff. Or if they do well and defeat you, they rank up and become stronger. Which I think they're finally expanding upon that. And new games on the horizon, which is good because what an outstanding system. And how dare you have an outstanding system that no one else can take advantage of? What do you think you are? I'm not. So I look forward to that. Now, what's way up here? Oh, nice parasol. Thank you. Oh, neat. I can look through it. Oh, there's a little thing right there I can go to. I'm gonna go to that one for sure. Hyrule Castle is in shambles. This is also the slowest telescope in the entirety of the world. World last in speed. Did you just want me to see that right there and that's it? All right, bet I see it. It's so cheerful. A bing! Thank you, video game. Wait, where's Impa's room? Just talking out loud, ignore me. Speaking out loud. I need to investigate to make sure that you're not hiding anything that does or does not belong to you. Or if it does belong to you, now belongs to me. Is there a faster way to get up there and along that? All the way around. There was a loading screen game jam the year it got lifted. That's funny. What a way to celebrate. Hey, we're finally freed. Everyone can have loading screens now. How do you want to do this? Let's just make a showcase to see who can create the best loading screen. Oh, God. Look out, landing well. Hey, Carson. Sorry, I'm a bit busy with work right now. Link! Wow, what a relief. I was seriously worried about you. Where have you been anyway? Sorry for the excitement. I'm just happy you're back. I've been sorting out whether or not I can build a mini stable in Lookout Landing. Lester has come here to care for the horses, so it'd help him out a lot if he had a proper stable. The project would likely take me a while to complete. But once it's done, you'll be able to take full advantage, Link. Okay. You need my help? I got you, dog. I got you, dog. I got new powers now. I'm different. You need a stable? He's like, what? Don't touch that. That well is under construction, so please steer clear for now. If you fell in, it'd be a whole thing. Oh, you know what? You're right. My bad. There's your stable. I'm also taking this off, by the way. Are you that interested in the well? Okay, fine. I'll let you go about your business. I'm sorry for interfering. But just between you and I'm likely to do it again. If these are the stables, where are the unstables? Well, right here. Ta-da. Let's go down to that secret hideout that I found offline. Hey, man.
Oh.
Sorry I didn't greet you properly when you first arrived here, Link. I was just so relieved to see you. My name's Scorpus. I've been charged with managing Lookout Landing. Any questions about the place, any at all, come right to me. I'll answer as best as I can. Now please, allow me to open up the emergency shelter. Let's just say my network isn't the only thing unstable. Oh no, you got some gloom?
Ew.
I'm gonna start calling it that instead of ingest. From now, because I think the drop-off rate of this game's excitement will be about 2 months. So if I encounter any internet issues for the next 2 months and I call my ISP, I'm gonna say, yeah, I think I got an influx of gloom in my upload, because my upload speeds aren't where they should be. So I don't know if there's like a massive outpouring of gloom in the area we can look out for. And we'll just see who connects the dots. Hey, it's me, open up. Man, it'd be so annoying to be down there and have to listen to that thing open up all the time. If you're working down there, how loud that is. This underground vault used to be an emergency shelter for the royal family. Now we're making constant use of it. Feel free to make yourself at home in our vault, using the equipment you want. Okay.
Oh.
Can I fill you in on anything here at Lookout Landing? Hey man, what's the latest? What is the latest?
Oh.
We here at the emergency shelter have a rule. The newest team member has to do the cooking. Our current cook has been grumbling that after coming up with a new menu every day, he's starting to run out of ideas. Reminds me of my time as cook. After a while, I gave up and started throwing apples in the fire. Oh, sorry, I was reminiscing. Lookout Landing?
Oh.
Purah turned Lookout Landing into the central base for coordinating efforts to find Princess Zelda. Originally, she established this fort to study the gloom that started seeping from Hyrule Castle. Only researchers and members of the Zonai survey team worked here. But, once the princess went missing, everyone wanted to help. So, they've been coming in ever since. We're like one big growing family. I have trust issues. Anytime someone refers to a network of people or an industry as one big growing or happy family, especially in a work-related environment. The only thing that makes it worse is when they start handing out like contests where you can win a work keychain or a work hat. It's not even like a snapback. It's like one of those push-in types that push into the hat, or a Velcro hat, company hats. Just your way to show how connected you are with the team. They'll even let you wear it at work if you want to. Hopefully it doesn't happen. I need equipment.
Oh.
Well, Lookout Landing was built on top of the royal family's emergency shelter. We don't have much equipment in there, but we do have essentials like beds and a cooking pot. Feel free to use those. If you need armor or cooking ingredients for your travels, you'll find all of that at Move's shop up here. Cool. Be easy.
Oh. Ah.
We just, nice job, Lunk. Red flags for sure. You know what, Bourbon? For pointing out that that's a red flag for sure, I'm going to give you an OK per-view cup and coaster for you to use during stream viewing hours. Just as our way of saying thank you. Hey, Monty. Link, welcome, welcome. Call me Monty. You will find me employed as the gatekeeper of this fine establishment. This is the emergency shelter where all are welcome. Please stay as long as you like. Emergency shelter? Indeed. This place was originally used by the royal family as a safe haven in times of need. It's quite old. So we've been fixing it up as we go, you see. At this point, we've stockpiled some supplies, and I find it to be downright cozy. But what are you doing here? I, Monty, have been tasked with the illustrious duty of watching the interests of this renowned emergency shelter. My task involved taking orders from my superiors regarding when to open or shut the entryway. A noble task indeed. Hey, yo, watch your footing when you use the ladder. Only one could go straight through the ceiling rather than using a tiresome ladder, but I digress. Are they compatible with red solo cups? Ooh, I'm afraid that here at OK Preview, we have a very strict anti-red solo cup policy. It's not that we're not fun people. We know how to cut a rug or two. It's just that we don't like the term red solo cup because it implies that we're not a family. It's not solo. Instead of a red solo cup, we have OK Preview team cups. You know? That really promotes what we're trying to accomplish here. Jazz design cups only? Aw, man. That I would accept. The Dixie style cups with the jazz design white with the folded lid at the top? Yes. The folded lid that over time, if you drink too much from it, starts to deteriorate just a little bit. Starts to leave behind a little bit of cup with every taste. Yeah. That's the one. God bless. Yeah, prayer shrine. I have no more shrine thingies, so I can't upgrade anything. I do not have 4 lights of blessing. I'm sorry. Scrub. There you go, Ray of Light. Pass out a few of those. Oh, it's you, Link. Pardon me for being lost in my work here. This map tends to get all my attention. Are you interested in the different people of Hyrule and where they live? That's my entire field of study. When I'm out on deployment with the Monster Control crew, I spend hours poring over our maps. As such, I'm the most knowledgeable in Lookout Landing about Hyrule's various peoples and their towns and villages. Its various peoples? Well, aside from us Hylians, there are 4 other peoples here in Hyrule. The Rito, the Gorons, the Zora, and the Gyarados. Each live in a different area and have their own unique traits, whether it's soaring in the sky or feasting on rocks. We Hylians also live in villages that reflect our unique cultures. The Sheikah are renowned for their wisdom. In fact, our most prolific researchers are among them. The leader of Lookout Landing, Purah, is from the Sheikah tribe. Towns and villages? Hyrule has 8 major places that its various peoples call home. Uh-oh. Big lore dump. Lookout Landing is located here in central Hyrule. Up northwest of here, there's Rito Village and Hebra. Shoutouts to my Falcon friendos. Then there's Gyarados Town. That's located in the southwest of Gyarados region. They have the best music. You'll find Goron City in the northeast in Eldon. Shoutouts to my rock friends. Travel a bit farther east and you'll come across Terrytown in Akkala. Not too far from there, it's Zora's Domain. That's within the Lanayru region. Reading is fun. Shoutouts to Zora's Domain. Continuing to southeast Hyrule, you'll come across a cluster of Hylian villages. These are within an area called Nakluda. Within that cluster, you'll find Kariko Village, where the Sheikah live. I hear the village leader is quite lovely. If you're seeking a tranquil spot, Hatuno Village is worth a visit. I also hear it's become Hyrule's center of fashion. Finally, there's Lurelin Village. It's a wonderful gateway destination. Many of the aforementioned towns and villages have been deeply affected by the upheaval. If removing even a fraction of monsters helps soothe the peoples of Hyrule, then that's what we'll do. Our Monster Control crew is on patrol each day, gathering information from everyone. Everywhere. When's the Buzz quiz? I don't know, but you unlock the core memory. Remember those series of PlayStation games called Buzz, which is one big game show sequence? And at one point, they even had a controller pack that came with these little buzzers with the game that included a big red button and other things. I think I played it once with friends. And despite it being a thing I would never purchase on my own, I think, it was quite fun. Because that would require consistent 3 friends around me to play them with. What about you?
Oh.
Well, I work with the monster control crew. We're tasked with protecting everyone from monsters. There's been an uptick in their population since the upheaval. But I'm not really the most skilled in combat. So instead, I use my knowledge of the areas to help determine where we should make deployments.
Oh.
There's been an increase in the number of unfamiliar monsters since the upheaval as well. Be careful out there. I had that. I thought it was fun. It was. Yeah, as I said, when I played it with friends from work, I thought it was a really good time. It was never one of those things I would go out of my way to just do. Like, oh man, it's Buzz Week. Gotta invite over the fellas. Yeah, Bourbon, for sure. Gotta hit y'all up. Feel like, yo, Shrimp Platter, what's up? Ray, you know, Naja, Drex, y'all ready to play some Buzz? And even if one person says no, the entire event's canceled. We ain't doing 3s, we're doing 4s. I can't make it. All right, event's canceled. Never mind.
Oh.
I've been nosed down, so I don't know what's happening around me half the time. This is pretty involved, so I'm gonna keep sitting here while I wrench on this.
Ah.
You might have heard, but when the upheaval happened, all the weapons decayed. I poured so much energy into trying to fix them, but it's been no use.
Ah.
Yeah, just before the upheaval, gloom began pouring out of the ground. It clung to the weapons, pulsing as if alive. So it's like a symbiote. We watched as the weapons are rotted to pieces right before our eyes.
Ah.
It was all pretty wild, and I don't understand how it happened. At a time when Hyrule Castle can float, I've given up trying to make sense of most things.
Ah.
Oh, yeah. In case nobody has mentioned yet, you're welcome to the weapons over there. Though they probably won't be much use to you since they're, well, you guessed it, decayed. Boko Reaper, an average sword used largely by travelers. The blade is decayed but can still serve its purpose. Traveler's sword. Shoutouts to decaying weapons. I'll make y'all good as new in no time. Unlikely. I think we played Robo Jam the most. Whoa! Double alerts? Huh. Unique? Well, good job, Terrace. You set off 2 alerts at the same time. That's what happens when you do a tier 2, I guess. You get 2 alerts. What's up, Terrace? Welcome back for 14 months. I hope you and your game show friends are doing well. And thank you, Ray of Light, for cracking up with a cold one. I think we played Robo Jam the most. I cannot recall any of them. That's all you. What's up, Anafrito Bandito? Oh yeah, Bourbon, I'm still in the beginning, the intro, and I already have 4 YouTube videos uploaded. Like, this is technically my 3rd day, so out of 2 days of playing the game, I have 4 YouTube videos uploaded of content, which is just my playthrough. So I can't even imagine how this is gonna end. So you're Link, huh? Some of the soldiers were just telling me. As a simple man from Lurelin, I'm a little starstruck. We don't see a lot of celebrities back home. Lurelin?
Ah.
Lurelin Village. It's a fishing town in East Nakluda, far to the southeast. It used to be a popular resort, thanks to its sandy white beaches and gorgeous views of the sparkling sea. Well, then we got attacked by pirates. Now, no one's living there, let alone running the shops. But listen to me getting all gloomy. There is an upside. If not for the pirates, my wife and I wouldn't have come here. I should just shut my trap and enjoy the charms of Lookout Landing. I might ask the monster control crew if they can deal with the pirates in my village.
Oh.
You need to buy anything? You should talk to my wife. She's the Lurlin cutie who runs the shop upstairs. Alright, I'll go talk to your wife and refer to her as the Lurlin cutie. See how that works.
Oh.
Link, right? You really are that Link guy, aren't you? I heard folks talking about you, and your face matches the one on the poster. Oh, sorry, you wanted a bed, yeah? You can go ahead and take whatever empty bed you like. Nap and sleep talking is particularly audible here, so you probably want a bed a little farther from here. His physical condition has been deteriorating ever since he investigated one of the chasms. That's despite how long he's been back, which has been quite a while. He still hasn't made much of recovery.
Oh.
The upheaval created massive openings across the land known as chasms. In fact, there's one nearby just beneath Hyrule Castle and another to the south of Lookout Landing. But if you go plumbing those depths, you'll come across plenty of gloom. You touch that stuff and your health will take a turn for the worse. Anyway, there's a young girl named Josha who's been heading up investigations into those chasms. Despite her age, she's been leading the charge. Pretty remarkable if you ask me. Which, I didn't. Just keeping it a buck. Nope, not going near chasms anymore. Nasty gloom is everywhere, making everyone sick, making me sick. Glad I ate that yellow plant stuff from the gloom specialist. Any more gloom and I'd be canoeing down old Death River. Worked my tail off for Josha. Kids run circles around Purah and Robbie. She loves research. Me, I was sick to death of chasm research. At least I'm starting to feel better, but I think I'll lie low and keep lying here. All right, napping. Do you? Up to your namesake, this wall. Hey, Dark Souls, right? Hut! Too good to be true. What you cleaning? Hey, I know that face. And any face I know is the face of a friend. Please, Link, help yourself to anything in this shelter. It's all yours to use as you see fit. But don't you dare go making a mess of this place and kicking up dust. I spend so much time cleaning in here, and there's still endless amounts of dust. Where does all this dust even come from anyway? You're about the same point. You haven't found this place. You've been wandering, picking up towers. I'm easily distracted in games, so I was bound to find this place right away and not find anything else right away. Like, I don't know, the game's objectives, for example. It's the same Hyrulean script, and yet it's so different from our modern age. I still have a lot to learn. Huh? Don't tell me. Based on your stature, physique, and distinctive right arm, you must be Link. Am I right? Purah has told me so much about you. I'm Wordsworth. My research specialty is ancient Hyrulean. And by ancient Hyrulean, I don't mean the text found in the ring ruins, but something different. It's what we call the language used at the time of Hyrule's founding. Our modern language is built on that foundation. These books here are written in that ancient tongue. They look like gibberish to your average Hyrulean. Are you curious about ancient Hyrulean? I don't have anything to show you as things stand now, but I'm sure I'll someday have results posted and ready for all to see at the lab in Kakariko Village. Okay. Nice talking to you. Enjoy your books and your shelves. Also, someone's brushing a lot of dust your way, so I'd keep an eye out for that. Remnants from the Zonai civilization have started popping up all over. This calls for the Zonai survey team. Well, it should call for that, but instead they've got me hanging out here until further notice. I even spent loads of hours memorizing everything in the Zonai survey team book over there. I guess the best thing to do now is to stay on top of the news in each region, so I'm even more prepared when the call comes. Freezing temperatures bring feathery shivers to Rito. The Rito are all over the newspaper lately. They live out in the Heber region, if I recall. And that's to the northwest. It's in the snowfields of northwest Hyrule. Good job, Adrian. Some surveyors growls about going there because of how cold it is. But all they need to do is bring proper gear and supplies for cold resistance and go to the Rito Inn to sleep on a luxurious fluffy down bed. I know it's important to be on standby here, but I wish they'd send me out on a survey already. They are mad pressed. Like, look at the way they're gripping this table. Reading this text. They really don't like this whole waiting shindig. I'm sorry. I didn't do anything but my bad, it feels like. You know? My bad. What are you doing? Today in the Lucky Clover Gazette, mysterious shrines appear all over the world overnight. Shrines appear everywhere due to shifts caused by the upheaval. With Per as their leader, the Zonai survey team begins thorough investigations the world over. Huh. Guess this paper is a little old. Yeah, it's not recent, dog. Hey, are you new here? You may scoff, but I know a fresh face when I see one. I can say that because I'm a newcomer too. My name's Bermano, and they put me in charge of cooking for some reason. I want to say something fancy like, for today's menu we have a fruit and mushroom mix that'll rev you right up. Yeah, I was really looking forward to saying that, but I'm plumb out of apples. If I don't have my most important ingredient, say goodbye to rich full flavor. Wait. My nose is detecting an aroma. A sweet, tangy, pleasant aroma. Could it be? Do you have an apple? I don't know what kind of nose you have that you can smell an apple that hasn't been cooked or peeled or opened. Because that hide is so thick on the outside, hiding the juice on the inside. But yeah, I mean, if you can smell it, you can have one. Here you go. Wow, you're really generous. I'm giving you first crack at some grub. Hold on a sec. Yeah, Bourbon, the important thing for Bermano here is that they don't find out that I keep all my stuff in one bag. I don't have divider pockets in my Hylian bag. If you just reach in there in order to get that apple, you might have to dig past, I don't know, a couple of bat wings, an eye, some bright bloom seeds. There's some jelly in there too that can give you frostbite. But eventually you will reach the apple. So you might want to wash it first. I'm calling it Bermano's Special Fruit and Mushroom Mix. It looks tasty, doesn't it? Oh, I can make this. I like to make a big deal out of it, but anyone can make it. All you need is an apple, mushroom, pot. You should try making some. I'll do it right in front of you. Make you feel bad. Give me an apple. And give me mushroom. What kind of butt literally makes this right in front of him? There you go, Bermano. Watch this master chef at work. Damn, that's embarrassing. You made a 2-heart one? I just go out here and make a 4.5 one right in front of you. Oof. I am incredibly sorry. And yours is better. I know. Toxic. Look at the way Link stares too. Look at that. What were you saying? Hey, yo, thanks for bringing me that ingredient. It really saved my bacon. Now I can give the search party plenty of energy to keep up the hunt for Princess Zelda. If you need to cook, feel free to use this here pot. Alright, bro, well, take notes, by the way. Those dead eyes just staring blankly. What's up, Tobias Funke? Yeah, look at that. Link purposely takes a long time in between blinks to establish dominance. I call that my fruit and mushroom mix dominance stare. Minimum 4.5 stars of intimidation, obviously. Alright, cool hideout. I will take a nap. Because I'm missing one heart and I'll be damned if I'm going to eat my food. I have never had that combination, but there are a bunch of recipes with apple and mushrooms. Are you talking about IRL or in Zelda? Because... How long did you sleep, my guy? Jesus. The game's over now. Ganon won. IRL? Ah. I'm sure there's someone out there with a YouTube channel that tries to recreate all the dishes in Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom. And with the call for content, I would not be surprised if one of those dishes was dubious food. And here's the best part, I'd eat it. I would eat dubious food. So those balloon things that fell from the sky are called sonar devices. There's still so much we don't know about them. But trust my boss Purr to take a thing we know so little about and turn something useful. Oh yeah, I spoke to you last time. Oh, good lord. What a pleasant morning. Hey you. Do you have any idea how worried we've been? So that's the arm, huh? I overheard Purr talking about it. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty weird, all right. Nope. Now's not the time for distractions. Just gotta wait until later. Anyway, I hear you've got yourself the Purr pad now. You know, that Purr pad of yours can actually get a lot more powerful. I know its real potential. I've got big plans for that device, but first I need to help Josha with her investigations into the depths. But then, oh yes, then I will head back to the lab in Hateno Village to resume my research. So, once I'm able to finish up here, you should join me there. The massive singular salt rock is expensive, though. Well, not unless you show them the book. Right? I imagine if you own a singular rock salt, and you showed them the book of you recreating Zelda, they're likely to just give it to you. As big Zelda fans, like, oh my god, no way! Here you go, for free! Oh, come on, man. What if I just fuse your stuff without asking? Ah, okay. I bet if they snuck some detailed recipes into games, they could teach people how to cook. Maybe some games have already inspired people to cook. I mean, look at Final Fantasy 15. Every time Ignis found a new recipe, how many times did you look at that and go, you know what? That's Oh! The well's open. How about that? Wowie, wow, wow. It only took one day? Wasn't my man building a stable too? That dude works quickly. Okay, let's go. Let's go high energy. Let's go high maintenance. What are we shopping for?
Hey.
Hey, welcome. It's your first time at my store, right? It's the only place to shop here in Lookout Landing. I know it looks a little thrown together, but I stock a nice selection of goods. I ran a store back in my hometown, so I hope you'll support my place here. Your hometown?
Oh.
I come from... Oh, you're the, his hot wife. Right. Right. I talked to your hubby. I got you. And inspired you to get cup of noodles. So you didn't go the Ignis route as much as you went the Gladiolus route. Hey, Knock, check this out. Cup of noodles. That's great, Gladio. Did you make those? No, I just added hot water. Oh, I don't want you to buy my stuff. Even though I clicked buy my stuff. What are you selling? Arrows? I got 32 ninjons. I'm good. I have no money? Oh yeah, I don't have any money. I've been in the sky for that entire time, collecting sky stuff. I have no gems whatsoever. Why am I shocked saying I have no money? No, I have no money. I gotta go make money, or I could just sell some things too. Ah, it's so great.
Oh.
The Hylian armor series has caught your eye too? The design is so cool and it fits like a glove. It's popular with travelers too, which means it's a must for adventuring. What was that? 130? 70? 130 is 200. 320? Man, I'll just give you like 200 worth of stuff. Buy my stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, put it on Zelda's tab. On the real though, like what are we doing? Hey yo, Lunk, you gonna sell some stuff? Oh, actually, Princess Zelda said you can just put it on her tab. She did? Kinda can't validate that right now. I know because I'm kinda rescuing her right now. Which I kinda can't do unless you kinda buy my stuff, so it seems like we're in a pickle. Unless you want to be the reason Zelda dies, which like, I don't know, it couldn't be me? I wouldn't want that on my record, but like maybe, I don't know, maybe you're different. Maybe you don't care about her. I do. But do you? I'm so tempted to sell rubies, but I know rubies are used for upgrades and they're not easy to find because I only have 2 fucking rubies, so I should stop being lazy and go out and just get some gems and come back here instead of selling off stuff. Because I think that's one of the mistakes I made when I first played Breath of the Wild. Because I was like, ooh, I can just sell this and sell this. And I was like, hurrah, I'm not broke. And I was like, wait, I need to fuse what with what? I need to mix those with that to make this? But I had those. I sold them all. Oops. Which is why I'm going through it again. I'll sell you 2 of those. I'll sell you 3 of these. I'll sell you 1 ruby. Now we're all the way up. I want that tunic. Oh, Lunk, you look better already, Chief. You look better already, Chief Beef. I'm happy I made you happy today. I need 40 more gems. Buy my stuff. You can have this hasty shroom. And you can have these steamed mushrooms. I want a buffer. Alright, let's get it. 1 Hylian hood, please. It's 70? Oh, that's right, it was 70. I was going to say, did you up the price of me? I turned away for 1 second. She's like, oh, actually, that's a high in demand item we just found out. So that's going to run you this much. So run them pockets, Chief. Like, I'm the hero of Hyrule many times over. Zelda's currently who knows where, and y'all can't hook a brother up? Kinda disrespectful? Alright, enjoy. I guess I'll go save Zelda on a budget. No big deal, right? It's just the princess's life. Right. There you are. Thank you for the well, by the way, Carson. Good looking out, baby. think you've caused quite a stir since your arrival here. Ha! People do fuss, don't they? If this is your first visit, talk to that soldier in the center of our little fort. Or were you hoping to register a horse? We're still getting things together on that front, so I'm afraid you'll have to hold your horses a while longer. Who are you, Lester? I used to work at Rito's stable in Hebra. Had a good job taking care of horses, but the cold there kept getting colder and business got slower. In time, we had to close. Last I heard, the place had been bought out by the Lucky Clover Gazette. Just when I was feeling adrift, Purr reached out to me about managing the horses here at Lookout Landing. Before I knew it, here I was. What's up, Bourbon? Can't keep getting these ads? That was a song by Leona Lewis. I can't keep getting these ads. I can't keep getting these ads. And I agree. You cannot. So welcome back to the classroom. For 3 months, Bourbon. Everyone missed you. Ray of Light was just telling me 2 minutes ago, you know what? I miss Bourbon in the classroom. I hope they come back. And then here you are. It was meant to be. So welcome back. Yeah, see, Ray of Light's got like 5 cups waiting for you. Okay, per-view branded cups, by the way. Welcome back. So I gotta talk to you right there, you butts. Gotta go down the well. That lily pad is going really far down below in the depths. Nice job, Link. This game looks so good, it makes me so mad that it looks so good. Whenever I see Link go for a swim like that, part of me thinks about how refreshing it is to go for a nice swim. And then I slightly chuckle to myself, like, I don't want to go for a nice swim. Who am I kidding? I ain't trying to do all that. Oh! Ha!
Oh.
Hi, sorry, but I'm busy at the moment, so I'll have to talk to you between swings. You never know when monsters will pop up, so I take my training very seriously.
Ah.
You might have noticed, but each sword handles differently, so it's wise to try different types to get used to the feel. If you know their handling and practice plenty, the fact that they're decayed won't matter so much. Interesting. Now I'm looking in the actual direction of the game. Whoa, technology! Can I attack these dummies too? Oh wait, weapons!
Oh.
You interested in the sword? There we have a soldier's broadsword, a knight's broadsword, and a royal broadsword. They're a bit worn, but they've got some life left in them. Feel free to take them. Each sword handles differently, so it's wise to try out different types.
Ah.
Oh. Okay, well I don't need them right now. I have quite a few weapons I can get along with, including ones I built myself. Not that you're impressed by that, even though you totally should be, because again, I fused weapons by making them, by putting 2 ingredients together and making a clobbering. You don't care. He's still swinging. All right, cool. Cool. Poor Link. No one's proud of my accomplishments, no matter how varied they are, and how impressive they are, and how oppressive they are. Towards the ops, obviously.
Oh.
Shh, the captain's talking. Is that really you? Link, you've returned! It's such a relief to see that you're safe. Oh, let me introduce myself. I'm Growlins, head of the monster control crew. It's our job to keep the monsters at bay as best we can throughout Hyrule. But aside from that, we've been assisting in the search for Princess Zelda, whose whereabouts are unknown. I'm glad you've returned safely, but I'm gravely concerned about the princess. I'm holding out hope that the monster control crew brings back good news. They're searching the castle for her now. I was just debating whether or not to add reinforcements, but if you're joining in the Surgeon link, I can keep our forces on standby. If you head to the castle, you'll run into Haas and the advanced party, who will probably be just surprised to see you. I'd be up for talking about hero stuff anytime that I'm not on a mission. I'm glad you've returned safely, but I'm gravely concerned about the princess. I'm holding out hope that— Okay, sorry, I'll go rescue the princess. I thought for a moment I could prioritize my own feelings, but silly me. Silly, selfish me. I still have the well and the upper area to double down on. Can't destroy that. Video game knows me well. What if Adrian shows up and just starts trying to attack stuff? Should we make things breakable? No, do not make anything breakable. Why? Because he'll try to break it. What do you mean, why? Also, this tower looks quite curious. Okay, nothing's here. I was gonna say, if I take fall damage from that, then wouldn't really do anything about it, but I'd be quite upset. What's popping up here? Open up. Not putting ways to interact with things other than attacking them in games is the biggest game design mistake these days. Yeah, like open, push aside, rotate. But I guess at times too, you're implementing new things that can go wrong with the game. You can't even pet the doggos here? Don't worry, I'm Okaydrian. I find a way to do things. I will find a way to pet the dogs. That is of no concern to me. I'm gonna pet the dogs. Believe that. Bet money on that. Video game mechanics won't stop me from doing things that I want to do. More often than not. Now, there are some rare occasions where I feel like maybe, despite how resolute I may be, I can't overcome good programming, but... Link, you're back? I thought things felt different around here. I knew you'd escape the castle. You are Princess Zelda's swordsman after all. By the way, where's the princess? I can't wait to welcome her back. Oh, she's gone, bro. Oh, I see. So she's still missing. That was a quick conversation. He lost interest after that. Like, oh, she's missing? All right, well, goodbye, Link. It was, after all, nice seeing you again. Just not that nice. At least not with the princess not next to you. So we have nothing else to discuss. Ooh, lookout tower. I love things like this. Classic JRPGs used to do this kind of stuff all the time, where this offers me no immediate advantage in terms of being able to do something, but I can still utilize the lookout tower as a lookout tower. There's no item up here, there's no quest, but I can at least come up here to use it as a lookout tower to get a better vantage point about what's out here, what's changed, what's different, something old, something blue, something borrowed, something poo. Ooh, there's some gloom over there. See how useful that was? Being able to see that? Oh, I definitely want to climb that. I didn't see the outside of it. I want to climb that. I shouldn't. But I'm gonna. They give you a crazy glue hand. You can't even use it for pat. Crazy glue hand is wild. Nice. Shout outs to, what are those called? Braziers, I think? I want to chop this tree down. Oh, what's in here? Are those eggs? Oh! This feels wrong, but I'm also the hero of Hyrule, so who's gonna stop me? Like, come on now. I'm Lunk. What are y'all going to do to me? I just lie anyway. Yo, Link, what up? You take someone's bird eggs? Did I take someone's what? Bird eggs? No, I didn't take anyone's bird eggs. You sure? Yeah, are you sure that I did? Because I'm not saying you're wrong, but maybe you mind your own fucking business. I want some eggs. I'm gonna get me some eggs. As Michael Strahan said, you better recognize the real.
Oh.
You're a curious one, being up here when everyone's down below. The name's Thad. I'm from a place that's almost as far to the southeast as you can get from here. It's called Hateno Village. I've been worried about my family back home, so if you catch me sneaking a peek that way, well, that's why. Have you seen the ring-shaped ruins in the horizon? They're off to the southeast. When I'm looking out that way, I'm thinking what's beyond the ruins. My dear Hateno Village. So I'm keeping watch for monsters, of course, but I also keep seeing those strange ruins. Which then leads me to worry about my family who I left behind so I can help out here. Timana, Tim Tebow, please be alright. Are your kids gonna be fine? It's gonna be a 2-time Heisman winner at the University of Florida, but a bust in the NFL. And then an analyst. All from Hateno Village. So you'll be okay. You're also in ruins? Oh no! How'd you get there? Oh no, I'm conflating the ingredients in this with the ones in Outward. It's like bird eggs, those are really good. Then I realize I don't know what they can make in this game. Think back to the episode of Atlanta. With the ostrich egg. That's how Link eats his eggs. The same way with Teddy Perkins. Would you like an ostrich egg? They're quite good. And minor league baseball player is true. Yes. Unfortunate. Well. Do y'all get it? It's a joke because it went down a well. Ah, you don't have to laugh. Give me all of that. Hello, Ray and Adrian. How goes the adventuring? Well, I haven't lost yet. So, W. How goes the C1ing? I hope this isn't a bad idea. Oh. Oh. Ooh, there's a ladder up there. Oh, there's a chest right in front of my kneecaps. Shout outs. Can I get some kneecaps in the chat? I just realized there's actually an emote of kneecaps that you can do. So someone's going to be forthright and do it. So you were saying you are better than me? Seeing how I lost multiple times even before getting down here? Oh no, I died twice. I died once to a frozen choo-choo jelly that I attached to an arrow or a weapon and then meleeed an enemy with too closely. So the AoE went off and killed me. end them immediately to a game over screen. Also lost my own devices, as it turns out, because I tried to create a super device and it bullied me. The old saying, hoisted by my own petard, was very true. And I think a third time when I said an enemy didn't have it like that, and it turns out they had it like that. Ooh, Royal Claymore. The large sword, now decayed, issued to the royal family's guard, is tuned for skilled users and yields a powerful flurry rush during a perfect dodge. Something's gotta go. Goodbye, Wheel Club. Oh, that's so badass. Sick. Night. Bomb flower. I'll be honest, I didn't think the explosion radius was that big. Which is why before I loosed my arrow, you can see me step back about 4 times. Well, 2 times. Which I thought was 2 times plenty. The game, however, begs to differ, and said that was insufficient spacing to loose a bomb arrow. I'm inclined to agree, given recent events. Do we talk about that? I think it's okay if we just let it fester. Well, I guess it's done festering. We just let it marinate for a bit. I think it's one of those stick my hand into a fire anthill moments. Or the lesson is in the pain. I did yell no dome, but it was too late. No, it's okay, because well, I was getting ready to say, but now I'm better for it. But I'll be honest, I'm likely to do the exact same thing again at another time. And I may cackle upon doing so. And say, and I quote, oh yeah, I remember when that happened last time. Ah, well. So if anything, as a viewer, it kind of gives you something to look forward to, you know? Don't talk to me, Rock. Alright, I'm the new and improved Link. Harder, better, faster, stronger. Working harder, make it better. Move it faster, make it better. On, ever, after hour. Work is never over. Working on demanding. Move it faster, make it stronger. And after hour. Work is never over. It's hard to believe these runes just fell from the sky. I mean, they're from the Age of Legends. Now they're here. It's also strange, huh?
Oh.
Yeah, it sure is, but it's also a great opportunity. All of us on the Zonai survey team should count ourselves lucky. If it weren't for the upheaval, this never would have happened. Not that anyone knows what the upheaval even is. Well, Purah is investigating the upheaval. She's certain it'll provide clues about Princess Zelda. But Proggers isn't great, I've heard. Is the princess alright, wherever she is? These ruins right here is exceptional. Really, who cares about all that at a time like this? Is that the Pamplemousse version of the original? It's the one that I got from, if you want to look it up, ninjaworksit.ytmnd.com. which I think is the original Daft Punk version. Just later on down the line, like about 2 minutes and 40 seconds deep. Oh, Crystal Refinery. Yo, get producing, dog. Oh, right. 100. A hundo. Yo, C1, you got any got any charges I can borrow, homie? Breaking the wall, breaking the wall. There's a break in the wall, breaking the wall. Sorry, I just realized I had a Beavis and Butthead moment. That's really funny to me. No, it was not a French lady. Shout outs to France, though. You got one big one? Alright, well, you can keep that. Sounds inappropriate. So you keep that. Or your inappropriate self. What's this? Is that an MF and giant broom? I can't carry it. How dare! Chill. Y'all done? I can't carry the arm. A lot of weaponry out here, though. A lot of weaponry. Anybody else want to fight? This seems nice. Silent Princess. This lovely flower was said to have been a favorite of Princess of Hyrule. They were once feared to have gone extinct, but it's not uncommon to spot them growing in the wild. So they were once thought to be extinct, but it's not uncommon to find them growing in the wild? Y'all need to update your biology. I dedicate this monument to the memory of the souls lost to the calamity. Zelda. Oh, Zelda, you played Final Fantasy 14 1.0? Nice. What the hell was over there? Was that a flash of light? A bolt of lightning. Back to the Future reference. Way to date yourself, Adrian. Thank you. You're welcome. I have your support. The hell is this? Ack! Yo, you know Jesse? Oh no! President Hudson, are you okay? Did you drop your sign? Oh no, what have I done? All right, I'm sorry, President Hudson. I won't let you fall over again. That was unforgivable. It's all your fault, startling me like that. I know it's just a sign, but I have great respect for President Hudson. So I pin the blame on you. Unforgivable. Yo, you watch YouTube? Waffle fries with Diet Coke. Another data reference. Good job, Adrian. 2 for 2. Hi, that's me. What's up, Jesse? He did call you out. President Hudson? You haven't heard about Mr. Hudson? He's the president of our construction company. He's the one appointed by the princess herself. She placed him in charge of putting those material caches everywhere, and now he's shouldering Hyrule's restoration. Of course, he is also the founder of Hudson Construction, and besides all that, I'm sorry, what's all this? Hey, I'm right in the middle of President Hudson's epic tale of heroism. Fine, what was I doing before? I don't want the others getting jealous, so I haven't spread this around. But President Hudson gave me an extra special mission, and that's to put up these signs all over the place to let everyone know that Hudson construction is a big deal. These aren't your ordinary signs, as you can clearly see. These portray Mr. Hudson himself in detail, noble, glorious detail. It's unforgivable for even one of these to fall over, and so I've pledged to support him. Couple of things. One, President Hudson sounds like Hercule, aka Mr. Satan from Dragon Ball. Two, I feel like Hudson was one of those two rich dudes in Breath of the Wild who sold me that expensive house way down to the east. I want to say southeast. Weren't they the construction dudes down there I bought the house from? Pineapple? Yeah, literal support. Thank you, Jesse, for adding hose as a permitted term. Don't worry, Mr. Hudson, I'm here for you. But I can't stand here forever. I've got so many more signs to spread around. I don't know what to do. Try letting go. What? Are you going to support him? All right, I'll let go. Whoa, unforgivable. That's hilarious. Grow up. Fine, I'll help you in your little BS endeavor. Just grab one of these. Excuse me, I hiccuped. My man's like, huh? Yeah, I got your support, don't worry. Oh, F me, right? Jenna is approaching me with my tacos. Behave. Can I have some tacos, or is it F me night? Can I not have any tacos? Jesse's kind of selfish, y'all. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't y'all agree Jesse's kind of selfish? Never mind. I'll pass to her, please. Thank you. I was just kidding. You're not selfish. That's actually really funny. How many of us are them friends? Blah, 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 blah. Friends. Look around you. There are many things to see that some would say could never be. These things I know, they are true, I'll tell you so. Something, something Kupo. Trolls and wizards and fairy kings, birds that talk and fish that sing. Bro, just let go. Just let go. Look at that. He's standing. Yeah. Easy money. How's the president standing? I know, Mop Top. Check it out. That was brilliant. I would have never thought of it. All right, let's get him secure while he's still standing. put this right there, get that fastened, and parfait. Yeah, Taco Tuesday, Ray of Light. Either always or never behave, it depends on your definition. With your help, President Hudson is now standing proudly and firmly in place. It fills my heart with joy to see him doing so well on his own. Take this with my thanks. 20 rupees, that's it? I mean, thank you. Also, you must be hungry after all that hard work, right? Let me give you a little something I made myself. Now we're talking. Veggie rice balls, my man cooking, literally. This home-style dish of Kakariko Village is stuffed with the bounty of the mountains. Oh my god, it looks so good. Bro, now you spitting. This is live and direct. Taco John's near me closed? Oh no. Open it back up. But I still don't feel like I've thanked you enough. This is a little something from my premium collection, a special gift from me to you. A sleepover ticket? Was this like spin the bottle? A lodging voucher for a regular stable bed. Reward for collecting pony points. Spend it at a stable to get some rest and recover from the fatigue of travel. Now I can go to other places to put up more signs. And with that, I'm off. Thank you, actually. I was a bit disappointed, but now that you've given me 20 rupees and some rice balls and a sleepover ticket, I feel like that I came out on top. So, you know, massive W. Absurdly large W. Can I get some absurdly large W's in the chat? It's okay if I cannot. I wouldn't either. I kind of want this spear. I kind of want that club. I don't think I could run a business, especially a food business, myself either. What was that? Did I just hear teeny tiny feet? I thought I heard teeny tiny feet. Oh. I bet I know what's here. Let me see if I can say it right. Yahaha! There it is. Okay. Ha! Sorry. Ha! No more hiding. Thank you for the teeny tiny W, DC player. Good looking out. That is why we requested too, was a teeny tiny W. And look at you. You know how to give the people, that's me, what they want. You scared me. What are you doing at such an hour? The Hyrule Castle Chasm is nearby. It's dangerous, you know. For all I know, this shrine could be dangerous too. I'd say most things are dangerous these days, what with the upheaval. Watch your back. Okay, thank you. I can't tell if that was like a advice. Watch your back, like, hey, watch your back, all right? Or if that was an intimidating, threatening, like, watch your back. I gained almost no support for that jump. Are you kidding me? That's one of the tiniest W's I've ever seen. You've been in my stream for how long? You think that's one of the tiniest W's you've ever seen? Ray, I'm disappointed. A moose? Stag. What did I say, a moose? What's the matter with you, Adrian? Colossal idiot. Let's shrine it up. My favorite part of the video games. I only see you making massive W's. Do you think you can just say flattering things to me and it works? Does it do? It do be working. You're right. Well done. Way to cater. Well done. Shout outs to my ego. Combat training. This is clearly not for me. Who wants it? Do you want it? Clearly. This shrine purifies the ancient evil. You have entered here. Heed my instruction. Use a side hop to avoid enemy's attack. This will create an opening that you can use to strike back. Okay. I love the order, by the way, numerically they do for the instructions. 1, 2, 3 is really cool. Do a backflip to avoid enemy's attacks and create an opening to strike back. Okay. Oh, it's a teacher. Was that not a backflip? You can repel an attack if you parry with your shield at the right time. Strike back in the opening you create. Okay. Parry Godmother's back. Wait. Cool parry. Build up your power and then release it to unleash a charge attack. Catch your enemies in this motion to damage them. Okay. Good fight, good night. Your mastery of these techniques has earned you access. Proceed within. Do we really want to call it mastery? It's like bad instructors in combat martial arts. Do this sequence of moves. Mess up 4 times doing once. Good. You are now the master. Wait, what? Yeah, man. Good job. You're the master. I think you're ready for the next course. Alright. This thing's about broken, yeah? Huh. Yeah. Go. I did body that, though. They spittin'. Nice. You can tell I'm definitely still in tutorial areas, giving me things like that. Ooh. A zonite sword made of zonite. It resonates with attached zonite devices to slightly increase its attack power. Does that mean I can fuse it? Fusion! Ha! Dun, 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 dun. Oh, this thing has some punch behind it. Some Hawaiian punch. Look at this S-wording traveler's sword. Thank you, goodbye. Wait. Let me make sure you're not hiding any secret in this hereby dungeon. Sometimes I'll be doing these dunjos and you're like, great job, Lunk. And I'm like, thank you. And then I leave and it's like, psych, there was a treasure chest in there, you bozo. I think this is genuinely authentic. Good job. Thank you, St. Jude, for reminding everyone. I am raising money for the kids at St. Jude Research Hospital. Place that takes care of blood-related illnesses and diseases within children. They never see a dime. Or they never have to charge the dime. Not they never see a dime. They never charge the dime. So if you want to contribute, maybe your work matches what you donate, hit them up in here. We have to the end of the month to reach 15,000 donated. We're currently at 1688. You impressed?
Oh.
Was that opening there before? How could I have missed it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're not impressed. Got it. Goodbye. Don't stare at that for too long. Ooh. Excuse me. Oh, I can't carry any more shields? Okay. I'm okay with that. Purah has sent urgent orders from Lookout Landing for all of us in the Monster Control crew. As Hyrule Castle continues to float, she's tasked us with searching the area beneath it for Princess Zelda and her protector. Be aware that the gloom has spread even more in this area. Prepare yourself before you depart. Captain Hawes. Or like Captain D's, am I right? Hey, man. Link, is that really you? When did you get out from the castle? I'm so ashamed. I've been on watch duty here this whole time and I didn't see you at all. I've really got to get serious about my training. Captain Hawes doesn't know that you're back, does he, Link? You should report to him right away. He's on the gate tower at the top of the hill past the lower gates. I'm sure the captain will be just as surprised to see you as I was. All right, cool. Let's go see Captain Haagen-Dazs. I don't like this long stretch of road in front of me, unimpeded. Also, this looks like it's going to give away. So what if I'm smarter than the game? Can't give away the entire bridge, right? Okay. Throw wide the gates. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Bro? Oh, hey. Check that effing out. Soul games made you paranoid? Bro, you spitting. You thinking in 4D like I am. They made me paranoid as well. I kind of want to go around right there. Did I skip a cutscene? Okay, I'm making sure I wasn't supposed to actually walk dead center. And then it does fall away. And the game's like, alright, you don't want to do the cutscene? Fine, don't do the cutscene. The Soul games should make you paranoid. I like how they just say, hey, Link, find a way to the tower, dude. Captain's waiting for you, by the way. Good luck. You butt. Dun 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 dun. Hey, there's someone down there. You couldn't open the gate, homie? Like, FR? Couldn't throw wide the gate? Just made your boy Lunk climb up the entire side of it? Y'all couldn't send a message? Like, hey, Link's coming down on the other side. He's here? Yeah, man. Be ready. I'd hate for him to have to, I don't know, scale the entire castle walls just to get to you. Oh, don't worry about that. Amazing. Hey, man. Hey, this area is off limits while we conduct our search for Princess Zelda and Link. You can't just come wandering in here like that. Oh, wait, Link, is that you? I'm sorry, I had no idea that you had returned. Wait, if you're back, then does that mean we don't need the search party anymore? Huh. You should go talk to Captain Haas. Okay, very end of the road. Hylian shrooms. Let's go, baby. Sigrip. This is a lot of road. Oh, give me. Ah, I should have snuck. Ah, I should have snuck part 2. Ah, I should have snuck part 3. Lessons learned. Sup, me brethren.
Oh?
Link? No, it can't be him. I can't allow anyone past here.
Oh.
This area is restricted only to those involved in the search for Princess Zelda. This is by direct order of Captain Haas. If you insist on passing, you'll need permission from the captain.
Thank you.
He should be in the first. Hey! Thank you, Mr. Ray. Thank you for donating money to the Keyuds. Did you hear that big thank you from the kids too? You did that. Big ups to you, man. Means a great deal. $25. May I request some more Zelda beatboxing? Absolutely. Yeah. Consider it done. There you go. For the kids. Thank you. Ooh, can I go in here? Ooh, I cannot. Ooh, I lose. Ooh, can I set all of this ablaze? I'm gonna set all of this on fire. Just because. Just gonna set it on fire. Nah, cause I don't feel like wasting flint or fire devices. There's no existing fire.
Ah.
We've turned up nothing in here that would help us find the princess, unfortunately. Huh. You're the spitting image of Link. I bet if Captain Haas saw you, he'd be so startled he might even fall off the gatehouse over there. I love when they do little cute things like that. I bet Captain Hawes, who by the way is up this pathway in the first gatehouse, would fall on his keister if he saw you, the guy who looks like Link, right up this pathway on his search for Princess Zelda in that castle by that first gatehouse. If he saw you, Link lookalike, haha, up this pathway. Anyway, food for thought. Gotta keep in mind, people of all ages play this game, so things like that, it's just enough. Incredible, huh?
Whoa.
Woo! Standing on the edge and staring is intense. Seeing a chasm in person is far better than hearing about it. Chasm? Whoa! Why would you do that? Just up and startle someone on the edge of the void? This chasm is nearly bottomless, just like all the others created by the upheaval. Personally, I do not want to hit the bottom of a nearly bottomless chasm. Even though it scares me, I can't stop staring into it. You don't suppose Princess Zelda fell into the chasm, do you?
Whoa.
Hey, wasn't once enough? Don't go gabbing at people's backs when they're standing on the edge of a cliff, you know? What if I stand in front of you? Hey. Ah, okay. This is actually a missed opportunity, a rarity, because I feel like Nintendo will be the first group to think of something like this, where if you stand in front of them, they don't have the same dialogue. It's not disappointing by any means, it's just surprising. I really thought that would work. My nephew watched me play it for a few hours last weekend and suddenly gained an interest in Zelda games. My mom gave him her copy of Breath of the Wild because she can't play 3D Zeldas anyway, never made the leap from 2D. I think that's cool. And also okay. Because the Zelda franchise is so good in 2D and 3D that I feel like you can't go wrong with playing any of them. No matter what your starting point may be.
Oh.
Hey, did you come up here to help look for Princess Zelda too? Yeah, me and a few others had the same idea. We all owe a great deal to the princess. We were hoping to help anyway. But the captain is way up on top of the gatehouse there. It doesn't look like he's coming down anytime soon. We just showed up without being asked. So, best to stay out of the way until we can help somehow. Up here? That's a very captain-esque looking dude right there. I'm gonna guess he's him. Oh, excuse me. I dedicate that belch to, C1. May all your belches in the future be as potent. Have I really gone that far out? Damn, I'm him. I really am him, huh? Him University. It's odd to me, but she got so used to NES games that anything with more buttons and dimensions gives her troubles to this day. You know what's cool about that is I have a few friends like that too, older and younger, which I think is really neat because when you look back at the games that were there, those games are still playable to this day. Like, go back and play Castlevania on NES. The knockback in the air, which causes you to have no recovery frames, hurts and is really frustrating, but doesn't rob you from a great gaming experience. So although we are offered so much more in these new games in terms of the freedom and environmental choices, like all this stuff, that's still very cool decision-makingly wise. Also too, I've seen people speaking on Twitter about how much that they're kind of, I wouldn't say turned off, but they're taken aback by all the new mechanics in Zelda and how they long for the older Zelda that dealt with more of the exploration and not just creating things to get to and fro. I've tried to avoid that discourse because I feel like it can lead to spoilers, but I think at the same time there's so many versions of this game out there that you're bound to find one you'll enjoy no matter what. Can't sleep there. Can't sleep there. no sleeping allowed. Just like I thought. The weapons here have decayed too. I wonder if there are any intact weapons left anywhere in the world. About the weapons? Hey, it's a new face. During the upheaval, yeah, they all decayed. Right. They're a real pain to repair. The best thing to do is to strengthen them. Strengthen them, huh? Mali Lulelo. Got it. Can I let this up? Oh. I wonder. Is it still badly damaged? Does that answer your question, Adrian? Yes, by the way, is the answer. It's still badly damaged. Worth it. Oh, now it's just a stick. Here, you can have it. Oh, look, you're ready to fight. I like that. Let's go. You can be my friend on Nintendo, man. It was ready to throw down. I like that. Okay. Let's go. Drop one of these fans. That's awesome. Cool weapon. Thank you for your hospitality. Goodbye. Ooh, can I climb that way? Climb on the outside. Whack him in the back of the head with a stick. Of course he's ready to fight. That doesn't work on everyone. How many of you could I whack in the back of the head with a stick and you wouldn't be ready to fight? Raise your hand. Also, see you at TwitchCon. Jokes, by the way. I mean, if I'll be at TwitchCon. I'd like to go. I'd like to. If they'll have me. Meet up? Maybe. Meet up, beat up. Be a great name for an event. The OK Review Mixer. Meet up, beat up. Although, depending on what time of the day that takes, that could take a different meaning, couldn't it? Ha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Sorry, inappropriate. Do I also have a stick? No, you have a soldier's spear with a fan attached to it. Like so. Sorry, but I'm in the middle of something. Huh? Link, is that you? You're alive and in all one piece, it looks like. Does that mean Princess Zelda is safe too? What a relief. Hang on, you're alone? But you heard the princess calling out to you and you're here to help with the search? I see. Maybe I don't. I'm a little confused, but that doesn't matter right now. What matters is continuing our search for Princess Zelda. I am relieved to see you come up here and help us, though. We needed some good news. The sheer amount of gloom has gotten overwhelming. Our work carries on. We've been hit a bit dead in the water.
Oh?
Captain, it's Princess Zelda. Wait, what? It is. I wouldn't say she's safe. She is standing on a sheer edge. Oh. That cannot be safe. Yeah, wait, what? All right, team, let's go get her. You saw Princess Zelda turn into light and fly off, right? Yo, we gotta call the Men in Black. for that kind of event. Why would she leave without saying a word to us? We need to let Pura know about this as soon as possible. Considering what we just witnessed, I think it makes sense for us to withdraw. It'll take a bit. Please, you must tell Pura about what happened here as soon as possible. I just came back to life, technically, or existence to y'all, and your reaction is, oh my god, Link, you're alive. Anyway, did you see Zelda turn into light and leave? Yeah, go tell Pura. Anyway, good luck, dude. Glad you're not dead. Like, y'all are actually inconsiderate about me. Where's the how'd you survive and how have you been? Do you need anything? Can I do anything for you? Do you feel queasy? Are you well equipped? Did you spend 220 rupees on brand new gear that you should have got for free? That's probably our bad, homie. No problem, we got you. None of that. Just LOL, Lunk. Did you see that? Anyway, go tell Pura. Ghosting on a whole new level. That feeling when someone leaves you on red, so you go to confront them in real life about it, and they leave you on red in person as well, and just ascend to the heavens. Ain't nothing you can do about that, honestly. Treating him like a dog? For real. For real, Green. It's always hero of time, never how are you of time. Sniffles is the biggest bar in the world. Never how are you of time. Just Link sitting alone in a room playing his ocarina in tears like that one Northwestern meme student when they were losing. Tweet tweet two 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 two. No beard? Yeah, Link could use Captain America beard, huh? What was that? My eyes weren't playing tricks, were they? Nah, they wouldn't do that. That was Princess Zelda. What's going on? I'm doing well. How are you? Yeah, I'm Link. I'm alright, man. It's been a little rough out here. Everyone thought I was dead. I wasn't. Good talk. Good talk. Bad talk. They're bad guards, Brent. Sarai would have never treated Link like this. True. That ocarina would have been spitting. F word. Shimmy, shimmy, y'all. Shimmy, 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 yay. I interact with you. Yeah! Oh, he. This is a cool screenshot. I love this for me. Didn't Sarai become a stage and just never call, never write, etc.? Semantics. Oh! They're back! They're back! Bro! They're back! Oh, God. There's no way. There's no time. I'm gonna find time. Okay, I can get there, right? MF and star fragments, baby. Yes, sir. We gotta hustle. Oh my God. I forget if those things reset if you fall and die. I think they do. They're time sensitive. What do they do in Breath of the Wild? Star fragments are needed to upgrade some of the highest tier gear to their highest levels. Like the more you upgrade them, the further along, eventually you're going to start needing star fragments to upgrade them, to get them to max quality. Fuck. It's probably gone, but I gotta check. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. That doesn't work. That's too bad. Saw somebody jump off a sky island and have a star fragment fall right next to them on Reddit. They picked it up midair. That is Tom Cruise stuff. Ethan, I know you see what I see, but don't do it, Ethan. He's gonna do it, isn't he? Of course he is. He's Ethan. What's the definition of insanity? Ten out of 10 Ving Rames, thank you. I don't get a lot of Ving Rames practice, but I feel like I can't survive this height yet. Hey, there's a chasm right there. I know if I teleport, I lose out on it, so I can't teleport. I should be okay at this height. Hey, I was right. Doom 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 doom. Doom 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 doom. Oh, that's right. The gate won't open. I have to go around the gate. I think I literally actually can go around the gate. I don't have to go up above the gate. Even though you bozos could just open the gate. Open the gate doors. Quit playing with me. Ah, you're so taxing. This progress? Yeah, I guess. What kind of gate is if I can just go around? The only thing you're doing is stopping me from bringing in wagons and the like. Like, is it worth it? Open the gates. We'll be in butts. Hey, man. Later, dude. Hey, you know what would help right about now? Stables. A horse. All the above. I feel like there was probably more of a wall there before the calamity. There were a lot of things there before the calamity. Don't do it. I will bust that ass. Bro, you tripping. I was going to say, you tripping. I would have taxed that ass. I would have taxed that. I would have taxed it. So close and yet so far. As with all star fragments. Come on, Lunk. Oh no, I think it's too late. It's daytime. Come on, Link. I think it's too late. I think it's too late. Bro, they're so hard to come by. Why are you like this? Can't have anything nice ever in a Zelda game. Are you kidding me? Although I guess jumping to my death 3 times didn't help. It's definitely fucking gone, isn't it? I am beyond sad right now. It's too late. It faded away. I should have saved my game the minute I saw it. I forgot about how difficult that was. I should have saved my game the minute I saw it. Toxic. Toxic, 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 toxic. Hello, horses. I have no beef with you. I don't want any of you. We have no stable, so I can't really grab any of you either way. I'm so incredibly sad right now. I may not see it on a star fragment for who knows how long. Call, call. You feel awful. Hey, traveler. I'd stay away from that stuff if you care about your health. Folks are calling it gloom. If you get any on you, you'll start losing your strength, like it's sapping your life away. I touched some gloom while poking around the depths. Now look at me. The worst of it will recover on its own little by little as long as you're on the surface, but while you're in the depths, you won't recover at all. Thought I was gonna die down there. Some investigation leader I turned out to be. This is just pitiful. I'm completely reliant on Davos, so I just want to recover by noon. Well, you got 5 hours. You got 5 hours to recover. It's 7 a.m. in-game time right now. I think my work has gloom. That's funny. Well, not funny for you. Whoa. Hey, buddy, what's the big idea? You can't just walk up behind someone who's standing on the edge of a chasm. For one thing, a nasty accident like that would surely halt the research here.
Yep.
Chasm investigation is super important right now for the Zone I survey team. If even one researcher had to stop, Josha, who's hard at work on plans over at Lookout Landing, would cry. Not okay.
Oh.
Okay, the giant holes. Deep with mystery.
Oh.
Yeah, I see the tower.
Oh.
Don't startle you again. Alright, check this out. About that. You still tough? Hello, weary traveler. May I see your wares? Hi there, welcome to the rolling pastures. It feels so good to be out on the plains. My friend seems to be enjoying it too. Huh? Stop looking at me like that. It might seem like I'm alone, but my best friend is right here. See, my bestie's got 4 legs and a pretty mane. Now, how about sampling some of Hateno Village's finest? What do you got? Oh, you got some milk. Got some goat butter. All right, you got bird eggs. You got some swift carrots. Got some tomatoes. Get some fresh milk. And give me some goat butter. You want to give me some more milk? Thank you for the milk. I'm now broke. Take care. You gonna walk, or you gonna go around it? Smart. If your bestie has 4 legs in the back and seats 1 person, that ain't your bestie, it's a chair. Chairs can be besties. This chair that I have is a bestie. Shout outs to Vertigear. I can't believe I missed that effing star fragment. Remind me if I see another star fragment and I'm somewhere in a precarious position, which is what usually happens when one spawns, you're somewhere out in the open, to save my game. For as long as y'all have known me, there are very few things that I will scum save for, but I will definitely save scum for star fragments. I will most certainly reload a save repeatedly for that. If nothing else in the history of video games, defo that. Thank you. Good night.